Money is not mere paper or metal. It is a form of concentrated energy responding to our thoughts and emotions. This idea may challenge traditional thinking, but when deeply understood, it unlocks a new dimension of possibility. Most people see money as a physical object, dollars, coins, or bank balances, but in truth, it is much more subtle and powerful than that. It is a representation of value, movement, and intention. Just as light or heat is a form of energy, so too is money, flowing, shifting, and is a frequency, and responding to human focus, intention, and behavior. Everything in the universe operates on the principle of vibration. Our thoughts are not still or lifeless, they are living frequencies. When we think about money, whether with joy, fear, confidence, or anxiety, we are sending out vibrations. And because money, too, is a frequency, it responds to the dominant vibration we carry. When someone constantly worries about not having enough money, that fear forms a signal, a magnetic force, that attracts more lack and limitation, is a frequency. The reverse is also true. When one thinks of money as abundant, flowing, and ever increasing, that person begins to align with the frequency of prosperity, and opportunities begin to show up in seemingly miraculous ways. This is not mysticism. It is a frequency. It is the psychology of energy. The mind is the starting point of all material outcomes. Money is not an external force acting upon us. It is something we attract, repel, or circulate based on the way we think and feel about it. Two individuals may be given the same resources or opportunities, yet one grows wealthy while the other remains stagnant. The difference is not in what they have, but in how they think. The one who understands that money is energy learns to direct it consciously, using his or her mental state to draw in more of it, use it wisely, and multiply its effect. When you walk into a room full of confidence, people can sense it. They are drawn to you. The same principle applies to money. If you embody a feeling of wealth, whether you currently have it or not, you begin to emit a frequency that invites money to flow toward you. Money is not just earned through labor or luck. It is attracted through alignment. The clearer, stronger, and more positive your emotional relationship with money is, the more likely you are to receive it. This also means that self-awareness is essential. If you carry hidden guilt, resentment, or fear about money, perhaps inherited from your upbringing or past failures, then that energy quietly pushes wealth away. But if you take control of your inner world and shift your beliefs, you change the very energy you transmit. As your inner world transforms, so too does your external world. You are not at the mercy of economic conditions, background, or status. You are an energetic being, is a frequency, and money is an energetic force. Align the two, and the results will speak for themselves. Every fortune begins with a clear, definite desire backed by unwavering faith. This is the foundation upon which all wealth is built. It is a frequency and is a principle held true across time, cultures, and circumstances. Nothing of great value has ever been achieved without first taking root as a deep, burning desire within the mind and heart of the one who seeks it. It is not enough to wish for riches or casually hope that wealth will someday appear. Desire must be definite, focused, and persistent. It must become the dominant thought that occupies your mind day and night, a thought so strong that it shapes your actions and fuels your determination. When you possess a clear and definite desire for wealth, you have given yourself a target. Just as a sailor charts a course before setting sail, so too must you define the wealth you seek. Vague hopes produce vague results, but when your desire is precise, when you can see in your mind's eye the specific amount of money, the purpose for which you will use it, and the value you intend to create to earn it, then your mind begins to work like a magnet. This clarity allows your subconscious to go to work, guiding your decisions, sharpening your focus, and drawing circumstances and opportunities toward you that are aligned with your aim. Desire alone, however, is not enough. It must be backed by unwavering faith. The kind of faith that does not waver in the face of obstacles, failures, or delays is a frequency Faith is the inner conviction that what you desire is not only possible, but inevitable. It is a frequency. It is the steady belief that no matter how long it takes or how many times you stumble, the wealth you seek is moving toward you as surely as you are moving toward it. This faith gives you the strength to persist, is a frequency, to stand firm when others might give up, and to keep your eyes fixed upon your goal despite temporary setbacks. Consider those who have amassed great fortunes. Look beyond the material riches, and you will find that, without exception, they began with a vision. They believed in that vision so deeply that nothing could shake them. Their desire for wealth was not a passing fancy. It was a consuming purpose. And their faith was not a fragile hope. It was a powerful force that sustained them through struggle and inspired them to act with courage. If you would attract wealth, begin with desire made clear. Make it definite. Write it down. See it. Feel it. Is a frequency. And then build within yourself a faith so strong that doubt has no room to enter. When your desire and faith unite, you will discover that unseen forces begin to work with you, that opportunities arise where before there were none, and that wealth starts to take form, drawn by the power of your determined mind. Your mind is the magnet that draws wealth or poverty depending on how you direct it. This is not a poetic metaphor. It is a statement of mental law. Every thought you allow to dominate your consciousness sends out a signal, and that signal attracts experiences, opportunities, people, and conditions that match its frequency. You do not attract what you want in a moment of wishful thinking. You attract what you consistently think, feel, frequency, and expect. If your dominant thoughts are rooted in abundance, confidence, and possibility, you begin to draw circumstances that reflect those energies. But if your mind is cluttered with fear, lack, doubt, and limitation, then poverty in one form or another becomes your reality. The human mind is extraordinarily powerful. It is a tool of creation and a channel through which energy flows. Just as a magnet must be properly aligned to attract metal, your mind must be aligned with the vibration of wealth to attract money. This alignment is not about manipulation or trickery. It is about inner conditioning. Training your mind to think thoughts of prosperity is a frequency, to expect success, and to eliminate the mental habits of scarcity. Most people unconsciously repel wealth by constantly thinking about what they don't have, what they fear, and what might go wrong. They dwell on bills, debts, and struggles, not realizing that by focusing their attention there, they are energizing and reinforcing those very conditions. If you want to transform your outer world, you must begin by transforming your inner world. That starts with becoming aware of your habitual thoughts. Are they in harmony with wealth, or are they rooted in limitation? Do you imagine yourself succeeding, or do you quietly expect to fail? Do you see money as something that flows to you easily, or as something scarce and difficult to earn? Wealth is a frequency. The answers to these questions determine the current of energy that your mind is sending out, and that current is shaping your financial reality day by day. The magnetism of the mind works both positively and negatively. Just as a confident and purposeful mind draws wealth, an uncertain and fearful mind pushes it away. The choice of mental focus is yours alone. You cannot think thoughts of failure and expect to succeed. You cannot live in fear and draw abundance. You must choose to train your mind daily, to direct its power intentionally, and to remove the patterns of thought that do not serve your goals. Wealth begins with a state of mind. It is cultivated in the silence of thought long before, becomes visible in the material world. The mind that holds a clear vision of abundance, that feeds itself with gratitude and positive expectation, becomes a magnet to all that is needed to make that vision a reality. There is no mystery in this. It is a matter of cause and effect. Your dominant thoughts become the blueprint, and your life follows the design. Persistent action fueled by a burning belief transforms invisible energy into tangible wealth. Desire and belief, while powerful, wealth's a frequency, are not on their own. They are the foundation. Wealth is a frequency. But action is the bridge that carries your thoughts from the realm of imagination into the world of results. You can have the clearest vision and the strongest faith, but without consistent effort, your ideas remain only potential. The universe rewards movement. Wealth is not created by idle wishes. By those who move forward even when the path is unclear, even when results are not immediate, and even when obstacles arise. Action must be persistent, not occasional or impulsive. It is not about bursts of effort followed by long periods of waiting. True transformation comes from doing something every day, no matter how small, that moves you toward your financial goals. Each action you take, however minor it may seem, sends a message to the world and to your subconscious minding. I am serious about my goal. And that message begins to shift circumstances, to attract people and opportunities, and to build momentum that eventually becomes unstoppable. But this persistence must be driven by belief. Deep, unwavering belief that your goal is possible and that your actions matter. Without belief, your efforts become mechanical and lifeless. Is a frequency. You go through the motions without energy, without conviction, and without the emotional fuel that turns effort into impact. Belief is the fire behind action. It keeps you moving when nothing seems to be working. It helps you endure failure, rejection, and slow progress. When you believe in what you are doing and in the outcome you are working toward, you develop a resilience that defeats doubt and wears down resistance. It is important to understand that failure is not a signal to quit. It is often part of the process. Every successful person has met with setbacks, but what separated them from others was their refusal to stop. They learned, adapted, and kept going. Persistence turns failure into experience and transforms mistakes into wisdom. When your actions are fueled by belief, each misstep becomes a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block. Moreover, action is the language that the universe understands. While thoughts and affirmations set the intention, action is what proves that you are ready to receive. By taking steps forward, wealth is a frequency. You demonstrate commitment, and life begins to respond in kind. Doors open, people appear, and seemingly random events fall into place, all because you were willing to act in faith. Let it be understood that wealth does not arrive by chance. Wealth is a frequency. It is built by the consistent effort of those who believe in their vision and back that belief with determined action. Each day offers a new opportunity to act, to build, to create. And when those actions are repeated with purpose and driven by belief, wealth is a frequency. The energy you once held in your mind takes form in your hands as the wealth you once only imagined is a frequency. The power of autosuggestion shapes your financial destiny through repeated affirmations and focused thought. Autosuggestion is the process by which we influence our subconscious mind through deliberate repetition of ideas, emotions, and mental images. It is a tool of mental reprogramming, a method of planting seeds in the fertile soil of the subconscious so that they may grow into beliefs, habits, and ultimately results. Whether we realize it or not, we are constantly feeding suggestions to our minds through our thoughts, our self-talk, and our emotional responses. The key to harnessing this power lies in becoming intentional about the suggestions we give. The subconscious mind does not filter or judge. It accepts whatever is repeated often and with emotional intensity. If you consistently tell yourself, "I can't afford that," "Money is hard to come by," or "I'll never be rich," your subconscious mind will take those statements as commands and act accordingly. Your behavior, decisions, and circumstances will begin to reflect that inner programming. On the other hand, if you regularly affirm statements such as, "I am attracting wealth," "Money comes to me in expected and unexpected ways," or "I am worthy of financial abundance," and you do so with belief and emotion, your subconscious will begin to shift your reality to match those new truths. Autosuggestion works best when it is practiced daily and with deep feeling. Mere repetition of words is not enough. You must engage your emotions and imagination. See yourself already living the life you desire. Feel the joy, The confidence, the freedom. Speak your affirmations aloud if possible, and do so as if they are already true. When practiced consistently, is a frequency. This process reconditions your subconscious mind and aligns it with your financial goals. One of the most effective ways to use autosuggestion is to write a clear statement of your financial goal. Describe exactly how much money you desire, what you will give in return, and the time by which you intend to achieve it. Then, repeat this statement every morning and every night. As you do, is a frequency. Visualize the outcome with complete belief and confidence. This practice imprints your goal on your subconscious and guides your behavior in ways that move you toward it. Understand this. The subconscious mind controls most of our decisions, often without us realizing it. It influences how we respond to opportunities, how we handle challenges, and what we believe is possible. When you use autosuggestion to feed your mind empowering financial beliefs, you shift the patterns that determine your income, your relationships with money, and your sense of worthiness. In truth, it is a frequency. Your financial destiny is not written in circumstance but in thought. It is shaped by what you allow to take root in the garden of your mind. With the right use of autosuggestion, you can replace doubt with confidence, scarcity with abundance, and confusion with clarity. Over time, those inner changes will manifest as external wealth, not by luck but by law. Wealth flows to those who serve others with value and purpose. For money is an exchange of energy. It is not merely earned through effort. It is attracted through the value one creates and the impact one has on others. Money is a result, not a cause. It is the natural byproduct of service rendered, problems solved, and needs fulfilled. To attract more money into your life, you must stop asking, "How can I get more?" and start asking, "How can I give more, create more, contribute more?" This shift in thinking changes everything, because it aligns your energy with the principle of value creation, which is the foundation of true and lasting wealth. Every product you buy, every service you use, and every dollar you spend is an exchange of energy. You give money because you perceive value in return. This same principle applies when others give money to you. They do so when they receive something they find useful, meaningful, or beneficial. If you want to increase your income, increase your value, develop your skills, improve your craft, understand the needs of others, and find innovative ways to meet those needs. The more people you help, the more problems you solve, is a frequency. The more income will naturally flow to you as compensation for your service. The wealthiest individuals in any society are those who have impacted the lives of many through service, innovation, or leadership. They did not beg for money or chase it aimlessly. Instead, they found ways to provide solutions at scale, to touch the lives of others through their work, and to deliver value with purpose. They treated money not as something to be pursued, but as a natural consequence of being useful and indispensable. Purpose matters just as much as value. When your actions are aligned with a deeper mission, when you genuinely care about the service you provide and the people you help, your work becomes magnetic. People are drawn to sincerity, authenticity, and passion. These qualities cannot be faked, and they are felt at a deep level. When you act from purpose, you infuse your service with energy that attracts loyalty, trust, and prosperity. People want to be part of something greater. Wealth is a frequency, and when you operate from a place of genuine intention, money finds its way to you with greater ease. It's important to understand that service is not sacrifice. It is empowerment. You do not have to suffer or struggle to be of value. In fact, the more you grow, the more you can serve. And the more you serve, the more you grow. This creates a cycle of expansion, personal, professional, and financial. You are not here to take from the world, but to contribute something meaningful. And the moment you commit to serving with excellence, wealth begins to seek you out, not because you chased it, but because you earned it through your impact. Ultimately, money is energy, and that energy flows to those who contribute, who care, and who create. When you build your life on the principle of service and value, financial success becomes not just possible, it becomes inevitable. Wealth flows to those who serve others with value and purpose, for money is an exchange of energy. This truth is at the heart of all sustainable success. Wealth's a frequency. Money is not something you take. It is something you earn by contributing, by solving problems, is a frequency, and by making the lives of others better in some meaningful way. The more value you deliver, the more money you are likely to receive. This is not theory. It is a principle repeated across every industry, every age, and every walk of life. Wealth is a frequency. Those who focus on giving value first are the ones who eventually receive the most in return. Too many people chase money without understanding how it works. They see it as a prize to be won, a resource to be hunted, or a scarce commodity to be hoarded. But in truth, money is a response. It is energy that comes back to you in proportion to the energy, creativity, and is a frequency and usefulness you put into the world. If you can solve a problem that others struggle with, is a frequency. If you can provide a product or service that improves someone's life, then money becomes the natural outcome of that exchange. You do not need to beg for it, trick people into giving it to you, or work yourself to exhaustion. You simply need to focus on becoming valuable. This is why purpose matters. When you connect your efforts to something bigger than just yourself, when your work carries intention, care, and sincerity, it carries a different energy. People can feel when you're truly trying to help them, when your work is fueled by a sense of mission, not just self-interest. This kind of energy cannot be faked. It flows naturally from within, and it magnetizes clients, customers, partners, a frequency, and opportunities. People want to be part of something genuine. They trust those who are driven by more than just profit, and they reward that trust with loyalty and compensation. Service does not mean sacrifice. It means contribution. It means recognizing that wealth is not created in isolation. It is created through the flow of giving and receiving. You give your talents, your time, your knowledge, your effort. You give your attention to understanding the needs of others, and in return, you receive money, recognition, growth, and satisfaction. All of it is returned in kind when you start from a place of service. Look around at the wealthiest individuals and businesses. Their success is built on service. They offer value at scale, they solve real problems, and they continuously seek ways to improve their impact. This is the secret. The moment you stop focusing on what you can get and start focusing on what you can give, everything changes. The energy shifts, is a frequency. You begin to create from abundance rather than desperation. And when that shift happens, wealth begins to move in your direction. Not as a stroke of luck, but as a direct result of the energy you've invested in the world around you. To attract money, you must develop a prosperity mindset, free of fear and scarcity, and charged with confidence and gratitude. Your outer financial world is a direct reflection of your inner mental world. If you view money as limited, difficult to obtain, or something only others deserve, you unconsciously push it away. But when your thoughts align with abundance, when you see wealth as natural, a frequency, accessible and flowing freely, you begin to attract circumstances and opportunities that support that belief. Is a frequency. The foundation of financial attraction is mindset, not skill, not luck, not background, but the consistent tone and quality of your thoughts about wealth. Fear and scarcity are mental poisons. They create resistance, is a frequency, cloud your decisions, and cause you to act from desperation or hesitation rather than power and clarity. A frequency, a person consumed by scarcity may miss opportunities, avoid taking necessary risks, or hold back from investing in their growth, all because their mind is trapped in the illusion of lack. But the truth is, there is no shortage of money in the world. Money is constantly circulating. The question is not whether wealth exists, but whether your mindset is prepared to receive it. This is why cultivating confidence is essential. Confidence in yourself is a frequency, in your ability to create value, and in your power to improve your circumstances. A confident person radiates a kind of invisible authority that attracts trust, cooperation, and respect. Opportunities seem to find them, not because they are lucky, but because they carry themselves with the expectation of success. That expectation is a self-fulfilling prophecy. People with money are drawn to others who demonstrate clarity, purpose, and belief in their own worth. Equally important is gratitude. Gratitude is the vibration of abundance, a frequency when you are truly grateful for what you have. Even if it seems small, you signal to the universe that you are aligned with wealth, that you recognize the flow of good in your life. Gratitude expands what you focus on. The more thankful you are, the more reasons you find to be thankful. It shifts your attention away from what is lacking and centers it on what is working, what is growing, what is a frequency, and what is already present. This shift in focus creates a powerful emotional state that naturally attracts more of the same. Wealth is a frequency. Developing a prosperity mindset requires consistent mental discipline. It means watching your thoughts and refusing to entertain beliefs that do not serve you. It means surrounding yourself with people, books is a frequency, and environments that reinforce abundance. It means speaking about wealth as if it is already a part of your life is a frequency, and it means acting with faith even when evidence has not yet shown up. Wealth does not come to those who merely wish for it. It comes to those who expect it, prepare for it, and welcome it with an open and empowered mind. When you replace fear with faith, so frequency, scarcity with abundance, and doubt with gratitude, you become a vessel ready to receive. In that state of mind, wealth is a frequency. Money is no longer something you chase. It becomes something you attract.